So continue from the last video tutorial where we have a address DTOs, and I want to convert it into the DTOs form first. So we need to add a extension method, and we all know that what is an extension method. Extension method, I mean to say that it is a method to convert the address into the DTO. So here we have a address DTO, and that is required field, and in the required line 1 and line 2 required, and similarly we have the required state of the city, state and the postal code. Okay, so every time a DTO add a required validators. Okay, so you can use that is the extension method to convert or the map to the address DTO. So you need to add a new extension method, that is address extensions, and here you can just add extension method. Okay, where we have to convert your address to address DTO and vice versa, address DTO to address. So first of all, we need to convert address to address DTO and return back to the controller class. We all know that the all fields are required instead of line 2. Only line 2 is an optional field, but I want to convert also, and here you can see to convert the address DTO and problem resolved. Now the next method you can design it, that is HTTP GET with the auth state. I mean to say that you get the authentication state of the user. If the user is logged in into the system, so you just get the authentication state of the user, because I won't use cookies here. So you can just use get the claim principal, get the user from the claim principal, and also you can just check the authentication state of the user, that is authenticated equals to user.identity.is authenticated, and that is false. Now the next one is authorize HTTP post, and that is address. Public async task action result of the address, and here we have a create or update address of the user. So you can just pass it address DTO and change the address field. Okay, similarly you can add the mapping in the address mapping extension class, where you can just map your model data, but I want to fetch the model data first with the help of the sign-in manager. So with the help of the sign-in manager, you just get the user informations, and here we have a user information in the extension method that is covered in the last video tutorial. So also I want to get the address with the email, so get user by email with the address. Okay, Now first of all get the user. Now after that check the address of the user is null. If it is the address is null, then you can set the address with the address DTO. Okay, and we all know that that is written with the actual address, and just convert your address DTO to address. So mapping is from address DTO to address. So if the address DTO is double equals to null, then throw new argument exception, argument null exception. So the same thing you can do in the mapping field. Okay, so here you can see that the mapping is done with the address DTO to address and address to address DTO. So you can update it the address if it is not available in with the user, and if it is available, so you can just put it the else condition, and if it is already exists, so then update you can just put it in the update extension. And just after that you can save the address, or you can say update the address. With the sign in manager you can just update your address, and if it is result is not succeeded, then it will return the OK and the result. Okay, so it's pretty good, and also make it a extension method for update the address if it is available. So make a new extension method to update your address. You know that update means just pass the DTO to the address entity, that is the address. Okay, so everything is fine, I think. So that method is also the similar method that is covered from earlier, because update a existing method, I mean to say that a user have an address, so that we can update it with the DTO. So you know you update the address successfully, Now after that, the next method is to reset the password. So a reset password is also an easy task, because identity Microsoft identity actually provide lots of method to handle the user task, like update password, like reset password, like get in user informations, etc. So similarly, you just set it reset password. So you just provide the current password and the new password, and after that, with the help of the sign in manager, you just call it up change password async method. So with the help of the change password async method, you can just reset your current password. So this is very simple. There is a no need to add anything. So this is my identity, where we have a login, registration, and user information, update the address fields, and similarly reset the passwords. Okay, so you can see that if it is result is not succeeded, then it will return the bad request. So failed to update the password. Now your account controller is ready to go, and after the account controller, you can change your delivery methods. If you have already a delivery methods, now move on to the next thing, that is the shopping cart, because you know that I already add a delivery methods and also set a new address in the db context class, because if you have a db context, then you have a db sets for your tables. Now after that, set the address, you can go for the migrations, but before migration, you must to check the delivery methods. Now after that, you can set the migration first, that is add address. Oops, something wrong, because I just choose the default project, that is the infrastructure, where we have a validations like decimal properties, price, and I just got an warning message. So first of all, remove the warning message by the Fluent API, and in the Fluent API configuration, you just set the product configurations as well as the delivery method configurations. So in the product configuration and the delivery method configuration, the same configurations have I want to set the price, because you know that object have a price with the decimal data types, but in the database we have a decimal with the precision values. So you need to change the type of the column, that is the price column. I want to change the type of the price column. Okay, so that is the decimal. That is the default is decimal. So we need to change both in case of the product configuration and also in case of the delivery method configurations. Now after that, you can do the migrations. If the migration is done, or you can say that first to remove the migration, that is already done, and after that you delete the migrations folder and drop the database, and after that initial migration applied on the database first, and after that you can just call it update the database. When you change or update the database from beginning, you need you can see that the fresh migration is happen. Okay, on the all things that is done by the in the previous sessions. I just got an error message because there is already there is already there in the database. So we need to remove the migration first, because without remove the migrations, we need to change all the things. So we need to try to remove the migration first, and after that remove the folder of the migration, and after that initial migration, and update the database. So here we go. You can see that the migration is done, and your fresh migration applied on the database. Now the next thing we can do with the cart, okay, that is the shopping cart. So here we have a shopping cart items, and I want to design a new shopping cart with the cart items. So you need to add a shopping cart class, and in the shopping cart class we have a ID and the list of the cart items. And we all know that a shopping cart is a frequently changes service. I mean to say that in the e-commerce project, a cart is an frequently changes service. So suppose you have a 10 million users, and cart is updated frequently, so the database operation is costly for you. So we need to add a Redis here, and I want to introduce the Redis. And Redis is what? Redis is a server, distributed server, and you know that Redis is a remote dictionary exchange, or you can say that remote dictionary service, where you just provide the service remotely. You just got the service remotely by the Redis. And if you want to implement the Redis, you need to add a Docker, okay. And what is a Docker? Docker is a it is an software, or you can say it is an application software through which we can run multiple other services like MongoDB, like Redis, like RabbitMQ, and any MS SQL Server, Postgres, because it's similar to the virtual machine, but lots of difference between the virtual machine and the Docker, but in this tutorial we will not covered. So with the help of the Docker, we will start any other services, like I just start a Redis. So you can just put it the text in the Google, and paste in the console. After download the Docker desktop, first you need to install and run your Docker desktop, and after that you need to add the command for the Redis in the console, and you can see that your Redis is actually installed in the Docker, or running in the instance in the container. So here we have a simple thing, or you can say to start a Redis in the container. Now the next step is to, if you want to use Redis in your project, you need to add a Redis client. And that what is the Redis client is? That is Redis Exchange, stack exchange.redis is the package name, okay. So what is going with the Redis, that is we need to add a multiplexer in the Redis, that is I multiplexers, or you can say that I connection multiplexers. I connection multiplexer is responsible to create a connection with the Redis with the singleton connections, because the connection is the singleton, but the operation with the Redis is the scoped service with the help of the I database, okay. So if you want to do operation with the Redis, or operations related to the cart, if you want to done with the Redis, you need to add a cart service, and inside the cart service you can add three method in the cart, that is the get cart async, delete cart, and the set cart. And actually Redis is working on the key value pairs. So what is the keys here? That is the shopping cart ID is the key, and the value is the complete shopping cart. Okay, so it's a very simple thing to do in your project, because with the help of the Redis you need to you can see that you explore the performance of the API is, you boost the performance of the API is much faster. Okay, so first of all you need to configure your Redis in the program.cs file, and where you can just set I connection multiplexer and with the help in the singleton lifetime, with the help of the singleton lifetime. This is the last service done in this video. So your I connection multiplexer is actually existing in the stack exchange.redis, but it is not found. So you need to that infrastructure is actually pass in the your API project, but sometimes or somehow it's not visible. So you need to add rebuild your package or the restore the packages, so that you can use the other layer packages in the nested layer inside your nested layers. Like API layer is the outer layer, and if you want to use your core layer, your core layer packages outside, so easily with the help of the rebuild. So that's why we use restore the command here, and after that you can use builder.service.add singleton and I connection multiplexers. And we all know that I connection multiplexer is used why, because I want to connect with the Redis. So but before going to in the next video tutorial we will set the connection string in the configuration file, but I want to set the configuration inside your program.cs file. So it's very simple things. Now after that you can use the I connection multiplexer in the cart service. Okay, so inside your cart service, first of all need to add I connection multiplexers, and after that you can use I database and implement the three unimplemented functions, that is get cart, set cart, and delete cart. Okay, so inside your database I database we have already have in functions, that is deletes with delete method with the key, that is already available methods, that is delete set string, get string, and set string, because I use key as an integer here. Okay, so implement all these functions first, and after that you need to add in the controller, or I mean to say that you need to use these functions in the controller. So you can design a new controller, that is the cart controller, and implement all these functions in the cart controller with the help of the cart service. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos which is related to the jewelry project. Jewelry is an very basic things to deliver online. Okay, so I try to make it something like I want to sell the jewelry online with the help of the Stripe method. So in the next video tutorial we will cover the payment services. Okay,